Good morning, everybody. Hope you are all fine and safe. We have already completed our first chapter, which is nothing but a profit or loss pre and post incorporation. It was fully completed. Now, let me move to yet another chapter, which is nothing but investment accounts. Hello, everybody. Now, we are moving to yet another chapter. The name of the chapter is, just let me write, everybody can look over. The name of the chapter is investment accounts. We are moving to a fresh chapter and the name of the chapter is investment accounts. Okay. So, have you ever heard about this? Something, there is a word called investment right here and the name of the chapter. In the name of the chapter, you could observe the word investment. Have you ever heard this? Yes, sir. We have heard a number of times. Many times you used to hear this. Am I right or not? Yes. Where you have heard that? Maybe, sir, in the balance sheet also we used to see, no, sir, investments, shares, debentures, like that we know, and even in the balance sheet we used to see. Yes. You have seen the balance sheet also. In the balance sheet also, you have seen the investment, right? Have you seen? Yes. Just let me show you. Now, let me go to our horizontal balance sheet. It's not a vertical balance sheet. Now, I am going to a traditional horizontal balance sheet. Now, you might have seen there various assets, maybe some fixed assets like land, building, maybe plant and machinery, like that various fixed assets will be there. Now, similarly, various current assets also will be there. What is that? Stock, debtors, cash, like that various current assets also you might have seen. Now, in between these two, hello everybody, in between these two, that is fixed assets and current assets, you might have come across yet another word, which is not either under fixed assets or current assets actually. It's the word investments. I think you might have observed like this. In your traditional balance sheet, definitely you might have observed like this. Between fixed assets and current assets, there is yet another asset, which is nothing but investment. That means investment is an asset, just like any other asset, just like any other fixed asset, just like any other current asset. It is also an, right, understood, sir, presentation angle or the balance sheet. Yes, we remember the same, sir. Between fixed assets and current assets, it used to be there, the word called investment. So, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by investment? Generally, whenever we are having some funds, what we will do? Everybody think over, whenever we are having some funds, what we will do? Sir, what we will do, sir? We will do the business. Am I right or not? Hello? Whenever we are having some good funds with us, we will always try to do business. Okay. So, do you think if you have 100 crores, with full of 100 crores, can you do the business? Maybe. If you are having sufficient customers or if you are having sufficient demand, you will do that. But otherwise, you cannot do. Just because you have funds, you cannot do the production to whatever level you want. Are you understanding my point? Yes. So, thereby based on our business only, we can invest. Now, what do we do with the excess funds? If at all, let us say we have gathered 100 crores, but our business is to the extent of 80 crores only. Now, what do you do with that 20 crores? Now, you have to invest somewhere. You cannot keep the funds idle. My dear friends, you cannot keep the funds idle. So, you have to invest. Okay. Like this, you might have heard something called as investment. Okay, right. Now, what we will learn in this chapter? Now, investment, some basic idea you might have got. Now, what we will learn in this chapter? Okay, I'll tell you. Now, understand, in this chapter, we are going to discuss about two aspects. Everybody, in this chapter, we are going to discuss about two aspects. What is that, sir? What is that? Observe carefully. The first one, theory part, another one, problematic part. Hello, we are going to observe both. One is theory part, another one is problematic part. The theory part is, of course, is given, most of the theory required for us is given in a standard. Hello, it's given in a standard AS 13, accounting standard 13, accounting for investments. Hello, it is given in a standard AS 13, accounting for investments. Now, here in this chapter also, will apply that theory, and here we are doing the problems. In our normal chapter, whatever we say our investment accounts here, we're going to do the problems. We're going to solve the problems. But understand one thing, whatever AS 13, which is purely related to investments only, we are not going to discuss separately. Make it very, very clear. We are not going to discuss that AS 13, accounting standard 13 separately. That means now in this chapter itself, we will learn both the standard points as well as the normal chapter. Both will be included here itself. Hope you are all understanding. Hello everybody, hope it is clear to you all. So what I am communicating, so in this chapter called as an investment accounts, we are going to cover both the normal chapter as well as one of the accounting standards AS 13. So hope the point is clear. Why I am telling this point? In future, we will not discuss once again a standard called AS 13, though it is there in your syllabus. So don't think, sir has not covered a standard called AS 13 like that. No, don't think, it's covered in the normal chapter itself. Whenever there is a linking with the normal chapter, we would like to cover along with the normal chapter only. So thereby here, whenever we are discussing this chapter, we will always discuss the normal, along with the normal chapter, the standard part also. So hope it is clear to you all. Right. Now let me continue. Right. So first what we shall start with, is it the normal chapter or is it the standard? Now undoubtedly, you can never do problems without knowing theory. Am I right or not? I have said you something. What is that? You can never do problems without knowing theory. That's a fact. So thereby, first it's our duty to learn AS 13. Hello everybody, what we are going to learn? AS 13. But make it one more thing clear. In our normal chapter, we'll apply AS 13 and not just AS 13. We're going to apply some other general principles also. That anyway, I'll tell you later. But understand, standard part we are covering here itself. That's the only thing I just want you to understand. Right. Now let me start with the standard AS 13. Hello everybody, what we are doing? Now we are going to start with a standard AS 13. Now when we say investment, we have discussed generally. So whenever excess funds are there, we will invest in somewhere, that is called investment. Like that we have discussed generally. But when we go to a standard, it's always required to learn the definitions also. If there is any clear definition given in the standard, that we should learn. So thereby, for investment, there was a definition given in the standard that we are going to learn now. Hello everybody, we are learning in a very, very basic way. So first we should know the basics, then we will proceed slowly to the problems, that's all. So thereby, let me start, right. So we are going to see the definition of investment. So what is the definition of investment? So I have said you, just like any other asset, any other fixed asset, any other current asset, even investment is also an asset. So let me write the definition. Just observe carefully. Investment is an asset held by an enterprise. Observe carefully everybody. Investment is an asset held by an enterprise. For what? I'm going to give you three purposes now. Hello everybody. I'm going to give you three purposes. Investment, it's an asset held by an enterprise for the purpose of earning income. The first one I'm writing is for the purpose of earning income. Okay, well and good. Now, the second purpose, don't worry, I'll discuss in detail, just I'm writing now first of all. The second purpose is capital appreciation. The second purpose is capital appreciation. The third one, any other purpose. The third one, any other purpose. So just make it clear. What is investment? It's an asset held by an enterprise for the purpose of earning income or capital appreciation or any other purpose. We'll understand the definition, don't worry. Now, let me start. Investment is an asset held by an enterprise. Okay, When I say asset, like any other asset, fixed asset or current asset, it is also an asset. Okay, sir. Held by an enterprise. When I say enterprise, it's a business enterprise. It may be sole proprietor also. It may be partnership also. It may be company, anything. It's just a form of business enterprise. That's all. Okay. It's an asset held by any enterprise. Okay. For what is that? For either of the three purposes. There are three purposes. If you hold an asset for either of these three purposes, make it very, very clear. What I have said. If you hold an asset for either of these three purposes, you would like to call that as an investment. What is that? If you hold an asset for either of these three purposes, you would like to call that as an investment. Now, what are the three purposes? In the standard, these three purposes are given. Now, what are three purposes? The first one, for the purpose of earning income. Hello, everybody. What is that? For the purpose of earning income. Now, observe. When I say income, everybody make it very, very clear. When I say income, I would like to give you three types of income here. Everybody, when I say income, for the purpose of earning income. Now, what are the types of incomes? I'll tell you. One is dividend, another one interest, another one rentals. Everybody observe carefully. When I say income, it might be either of these three incomes. See, investment, it's an asset held by an enterprise for either of these three purposes. The first purpose is for the purpose of earning income. That income may be either dividend or interest or rentals. Now the point is, sir, if I invest where I'll be getting dividend. You tell me. If you invest where you will be getting dividend? Sir, undoubtedly it's the shares. Am I right or not? So if you invest in shares, you will be getting dividend. Well and good. Accepted, sir. Okay. Now, where do you get interest? Yes, sir. If I want to get interest, maybe I'll invest in debentures. Maybe I'll invest in bonds. Maybe I'll invest in bank also. It's also possible. If you invest in bank also in the form of an FD, there also you'll be getting. Okay, anyway, debentures, bonds, etc. All these things you will be getting fixed income, which is interest. Okay. Now, where do I get rentals? Now, if I invest in land and buildings, hello, where do I get rentals? If I invest in land and buildings, definitely I'll be getting rentals. Okay. So, understand carefully. That means if you purchased any shares for the purpose of dividend, it's an investment, pakka. Right. If you purchase any debentures or if you purchase any bonds for the purpose of earning interest, it's a investment. We can call it as an investment. You have purchased shares, it's an investment. You have purchased debentures or bonds, it's an investment. No, rentals. You are getting here rental income. Now, if you have purchased a land and building, that's an investment. Of course, the purpose should be clear, my dear friends. The purpose is here for earning rental income. Hello, the purpose is for earning rental income. So, if you have purchased shares or debentures, bonds or even land and buildings for these purposes, that means for earning dividend or interest or rentals, we would like to call that as an investment. So, hope it is clear to you all. This is the first purpose. Hello, everybody. This is the first purpose. Now, let me move to the second purpose. What is the second purpose? Capital appreciation. What is that? Everybody have to observe. The second purpose will move now. We'll move to the second purpose now, which is nothing but capital appreciation. Now, what do you mean by the word capital appreciation? Hello, you could observe here, there is a word called capital appreciation. Now, what do you mean by this? Word called capital appreciation. I'll tell you. When I say capital appreciation, it is nothing but increase in the value. Make it very, very clear. When I say capital appreciation, it is nothing but increase in the value. Sir, which value? So, whatever you have invested, that value. So, if you are invested in a land and building, there is an increase in the value of land and building. Yes, then definitely it's a capital appreciation. No, sir, I have invested in debentures, that value has increased. Now, that's a capital appreciation. No, sir, I have invested in shares, that value have increased. Yes, definitely that is also a capital appreciation. Now, we are talking about capital appreciation. When I say capital appreciation, what is that? It is nothing but increase in the value. Increase in the value, either it may be increase in share value or land and buildings or debentures. That means you could observe most of the times you might be purchasing some land or building for increase in share value. Am I right or not? Maybe you might have observed the same case in the Rajdhani case, Amaravati. Okay, right? In many situations, whenever we observe, we feel that there the value will increase. So let us purchase some land. Let us purchase that there a building, there flat, like that we used to purchase. Am I right or not? So that is also an investment only. If you are purchasing, looking after the value increase, that's an investment. No sir, I'll purchase some Infosys company shares today because I feel that after many years the Infosys company will develop like anything, or I'll purchase the shares of SBI for a long period. Now understand, all these things you are expecting a value increase. It's not dividend, my dear friends, it's value increase. So that increase in value only we would like to call as capital appreciation. In other words, today you have purchased for some value. Now later on when you sell, by that time you expect a huge increase, you expect a good increase, and that increase in value which you expect is nothing but capital appreciation. That means purchase price and sale price, more sale value is there. So that indicates that there is a capital appreciation. So hope it is clear to you all. Right. Now let me go to the third purpose. I'll discuss once again. I'll come across all these things once again. Now let me go to the third purpose. Everybody have to observe. What is that? Any other purpose. Hello, everybody. What is that? Any other purpose. Now, when I say any other purpose, what do you mean by that? When I say any other purpose, what do you mean by that? Yes, it may be for any other purpose. But let me give you an example. When I say any other purpose, let me give you an example for that. What is that? What is that? Sir, income, we are able to imagine, or at least capital appreciation also, we are able to imagine. What is this any other purpose? Now, can you guess? I'll give you 30 seconds time. Hello, my dear friends. I think you are already used to that in profit or loss pre and post incorporation also. I always used to give time. So now, just think over for 30 seconds. Now, if you invest in some shares, debentures or any land and building, now what sort of benefit you get other than these two? Other than income and increase in value, what sort of benefits you may get? Think over. 30 seconds time. Start thinking, or else 1 minute time. Start thinking. Try to give me one purpose. At least think over. If you are there in live class, I would have asked you, but of course you are not there. So there, at least think over. 1 minute time I am giving. Huge time. So 1 minute time I am giving. Just think over. What is that any other purpose? What might be that any other purpose? Think over. Don't sit idle. It's the time given for thinking. 30 more seconds. Think over. If you invest in a land and building, if you invest in a share, if you invest in a debenture, what might be the other benefits? Dividend okay, or interest income okay, then increase in value is also okay. And now what might be that third purpose? Think over. Give me another purpose. What might be the reason other than these two? If somebody wants to do investment. Don't tell me because the funds are idle. Last 15 seconds, think over quickly. Right. Hope everybody have thought. Can you give me? I think it may not strike you. Maybe most of you. Have you thought at least? Yes. But it's not that easy. Thereby I am telling. It's somewhat difficult only. These two purposes, everybody can think over. But what is the third purpose? It may not be that very important purpose. But still I'll give you an example. To make you understand what is that any other purpose, I'll give you an example. Now, I think in your previous levels, that is CA foundation also, you might have heard one word called as holding and subsidiary company. Have you ever heard like that? At least heard. You may not have applied any problems and all. Holding company and subsidiary company. Yes, sir. What do you mean by a holding company? Now, if one company holds more than 50% of another company, now that company which holds that more than 50%, we would like to call as holding company. And that company in which the shares are held, and that company we would like to call as subsidiary. So there are two companies. Now holding company will have a control over the subsidiary company. Now whatever decisions taken by the holding company are final for subsidiary company. So thereby, okay, there is some relation like that. Now based on that issue, I am going to develop an example. Just observe carefully. Let us say there are two companies, A Limited, B Limited. Now, A Limited holds some 40% shares in B Limited. Hello, everybody. A Limited holds some 40% shares in B Limited. Okay, sir, understood. Now, you tell me, for becoming a holding company or for taking whatever decisions we want, or in simple, to have a control over B Limited, what A Limited should do now? Everybody tell me, to have some control over B Limited or to take a unanimous decision. Of course, if you are having more than 50, your decision is final, no? So that is what I am telling. To have such a control, to have such a power, what A Limited should do? Okay, sir, already 40% are there. If something more than 10% they are able to purchase, it's okay. Am I right or not? Yes. Now let us say they want to purchase some 15% shares. Everybody, they are purchasing another 15% shares. They are purchasing. How many shares? 15%. Total, out of total, they are purchasing some 15, let us say. Now observe carefully. A Limited is making a purchase, is making an investment. Now what is the purpose? Can you tell me? Is it dividend? No, absolutely no. It's not for earning dividend. My dear friends, make it very, very clear. It's not absolutely for earning dividend. Accepted, sir. Now, is it for capital appreciation? They have not thought of that angle. It may give such benefits in the due course. They may get dividend, they may get capital appreciation, but their intention is not the same, but their purpose is not the same. Are you getting the point? Hello, they have invested, they might get dividend, they might get capital appreciation, but their purpose of investment is not the same. What is the purpose then, sir? The purpose is to acquire control over B Limited. Am I right or not? Hello, what is the purpose here? This is an example, that's all, my dear friends. To acquire control over other company. Am I right or not? Now, the main purpose here, it's neither income nor capital appreciation. So, it's control. It's for acquiring control. So, understand clearly, there is a possibility that there might be some other purpose other than the income or capital appreciation for investment. If you are investing, it's not just because of income or capital appreciation. There might be any other purpose possible. Covering that purpose only, the word investment is defined. The word investment is defined. So, hope it is clear to you all. Now, let me revise what was done so far. So, first I have given that investment accounts chapter. In this we will discuss both standard as well as normal chapter. Standard, na which standard? AS 13, and problematic part that will be in the normal chapter. Okay. Now we have started defining what is an investment. What is an investment? It's an asset held by an enterprise. Okay. For how many purposes? Three purposes. For either of these three purposes, either for the purpose of earning income or capital appreciation or any other purpose. Okay, sir. Now, for the purpose of earning income, now which income it may be? It may be either dividend or for interest or rentals. In simple, if you invest in shares or debentures, bonds, etc., or in land and buildings, now we would like to call all those things as investments. Not just for earning income, even for capital appreciation also, or for any other purpose. I have only said you that any other purpose, not that frequent, it may arise at some point of time. Generally, these two are the main purposes. What is that? Investment and capital appreciation. Hello, everybody. The main purposes, now we can say clearly that either dividend or capital appreciation, that is either income or capital appreciation. But now, I would like to ask you a question. Hello, I would like to ask you a question. What is that question? I am purchasing shares. I am purchasing shares. Okay, okay, sir, you are purchasing shares. Now, my question is, I have purchased shares. What might be the purpose? Is it dividend or capital appreciation? I have purchased shares. What might be my purpose? Is it dividend or capital appreciation? Sir, how could I say your purpose? That's a good question. Am I right or not? Based on some purpose, I might have purchased shares. Now, how could you answer me my purpose? Okay, okay. Then I will ask you very generally. Most of the investors whoever invest in equity shares, tell me for what purpose they will invest. I think now the question is clear. If I ask you my purpose, it might be difficult to you answer. So thereby I have made it very, very clear. Most of the investors, whoever invest in equity shares, now they are purchasing equity shares for what purpose? Sir, many purposes are there. Now tell me, mainly for what purpose they will invest? Is it dividend? Give me your word, that's all. Is it dividend or is it capital appreciation? For which purpose mainly they will invest? Most of the equity shares, most of the investors in equity shares, for which purpose? Is it dividend or capital appreciation? Just think over. I'll just give you once again 30 seconds time. Everybody, 30 seconds time, think over. What might be the purpose? Is it dividend or capital appreciation? You have to answer me. At least if you are not able to answer, just think over in your mind. As it is not a live class, you cannot answer. I know that. But still, once again, just have a think over. That's all. Start thinking. 30 seconds time. Is it dividend or capital appreciation? Everybody has to think over. If you invest, whenever you invest, now what might be the purpose? Most of the investors, for which purpose? Think over. 15 more seconds, think over. Right. Most of you have thought. Now can you give me the answer? What might be your answer? Is it dividend or capital appreciation? I have given you two reasons. No, I have given you two reasons. Now what might be the purpose? Is it dividend or a capital appreciation? Okay, sir, I am thinking, somebody of you think dividend, some of you may think capital appreciation. So you tell me the answer. Sir, please you tell me the proper answer. Okay, I'll convey. But before conveying, let me give you some practical examples. Let me take you to the practical world. Investment accounts, investment, shares, debentures. If I talk just normally, theoretically, you may not understand. Now let me take you to the practical world. I don't know how many of you observe the stock markets and all. How many of you observe the company shares and all. But still, I always take an assumption. Hello, everybody. I always take an assumption that you are having zero knowledge. This is my basic assumption in all the chapters which I take for all of my students. What is that? You are having zero knowledge, because some of you might think over that stock markets, or you might have looked over. Some of you have not touched it at all. You don't know that so and so company is there, so and so person is the chairman, so and so person is the CEO. All these things you may don't know. Now each and every kind of student will be there in the class. So I always used to take one assumption. Even if it is there in your CA foundation also, I'll always take one strict assumption that you are having zero knowledge. So based on that only, I'll tell you some numbers. I'll take some company shares which you know. Generally, I'll take some famous companies which you know. Okay, right. Now let me start. But I would like to give you chance also to think. Now can you tell me what is the largest priced share in India? Something I've asked you. Can you tell me the largest priced share in India? In India, what is the largest priced share? Or in other words, which share is having highest price in India? Can you think over? Sir, it's MRF. Am I right or not? So the highest priced share in India is MRF company. Sachin, MRF partner, same. Madras Rubber Factory. Right, MRF company. Can you tell me what is the price of that share? Okay, you are telling that it is the largest priced share in India. Can you tell me what is the price of the share? Okay, I'll give you today's share price. Hello, my dear friends, I'll give you today's share price, which is 76,220. Hello, the MRF company share price today is 76,220. You may get one doubt, sir, it is not a live class, you are telling today, so which date? Okay, let me give you the proper date also. So today, it's exactly opening 26/11/2020, not it. Okay, so on this particular day, now it is having a share price of how much? 76,220 MRF. So whatever you heard, Sachin, MRF Bats, Madras Rubber Factory, all these things. Okay, so it is 76,220, the highest priced share in India. Hello, make it very, very clear. It is the highest priced, the largest priced share in India, which is 76,220 today. Okay, sir. Now, so What is the necessity of discussing this, sir? I'll tell you. Now, this is 2020. Am I right or not? Now, exactly in 2002, make it clear, my dear friends. Exactly in 2002, this same MRF company is having a share price of 700. Hello, in 2002, the same MRF company share price is 700. Now, sir, on that day it is 700. Today it is 76,220. What a bumper increase it is. It's a huge increase in share price. And to understand that, let us involve in that. Let us say you have purchased some 1,000 shares. Let us say you have purchased some 1,000 shares on that day. And then how much money you might have invested? In 2002, 1,000 shares you have invested. 1,000 into 700. Okay, you might have invested 7 lakh rupees. Am I right or not? Yes, absolutely. Now today, after 18 years, today 2020, after 18 years, now what happened? Each share price has gone around to 76,220. Now which makes, I think, if you multiply maybe 7 crore 62 lakhs, some 20,000. Okay, right. In that way you may be getting. Now where is lakh and where is crores, my dear friends? Hello, where is lakhs? And today you have become crorepati. Am I right or not? Yes. So there was a huge increase. Now can you tell me at least the percentage of increase here? From 700 to 76,220. What is the percentage of increase there? Now how much percentage? Just think over. 100%. Now 700 rupee increase. See, if entire 700 rupees increases, share price is 700. Suppose share price have become 1400. So doubled, it has become doubled. 100% increase was there. Like that we talk. So thereby 100% increase, 700. Now is it 700 increase? No. Is it 7,000 rupees increase? No. It is 70,000, more than 70,000. That means in fact 100,000, 10,000. It's 10,000% increase. What an increase, my dear friends. Hello, what an increase. Now I think if you are investing some good amount, you could become crorepati, billionaires, etc. Am I right or not? Some good increase. What sort of benefit you are getting? Now tell me, can you get this sort of benefit elsewhere, any other place? If you invest in any other place, can you get this sort of benefit? Undoubtedly no. Undoubtedly no. So hope you are getting. So what an increase is this? Super capital appreciation. Super capital appreciation. Hope you are all getting. Hope you are all getting. So shares, the main purpose, capital appreciation. Just by giving this, I cannot conclude. I'll give you even more examples. I'll give you even more examples. Right. Let me talk about yet another company. Sir, which company? Okay. We'll take our Narayan Murthyji's company, Infosys, right? Yet another company will take Infosys, Narayan Murthyji company. Okay. Now, I'll not give you any historical prices. I'll tell you some basic information which have happened in the past. What Narayan Murthyji has said. Now, I remember exactly in 1982. When I say I remember, I know the fact. That's all. Okay. Okay, right. In 1982, somewhere 81 or 82. Now, he has started issuing shares to his employees, maybe even some other lower level employees, maybe drivers also. Like that he has started offering his shares. At that time the company was started. So he knows very perfectly that company was going to get some good benefit. So our company, we are going to work hard, our share prices will increase. Like that they have thought. And he has offered the shares to the employees at very, very nominal price, at a lower price at that day. And once, I remember in 1995, I think, he has said very clearly that in my company, maybe all those lower level employees, drivers, electricians, plumbers, whoever it may be, I just want many of them to become millionaires. I just want many of them. I think as much as 1,000. He has announced that by the year 2000, I want 1,000 millionaires in my company. 1,000 millionaires in my company. Like that, Narayana Murthyji has said. Okay. He has offered the shares at very, very lower prices. Maybe max they might have invested some 10,000 or 20,000 at that time. Okay, now what has happened? Now, this is the target of Narayana Murthyji, the Infosys company chairman. Okay. Now what happened? In the year 2000, if you observe, his target na 1000 millionaires. But what happened actually is 100 Infosys, they were billionaires. It's not millionaire, it's billionaires. And it's not 1000 millionaires, it's 2000 millionaires were there. Now, this is what do we call as an achievement. His target is something and he has achieved something more than, really more than that. Are you getting the point? Now, he has offered the shares at a very lower price, my dear friend. Just in a span of 10 to 15 years, there was a huge increase. It was not just doubling or tripling also. So, if you observe, even in the previous case also, it's not 7 lakh has become 14 lakhs or 21 lakhs. It's not just doubling also. It's almost 100 time increase. Am I right or not? So, where is 7 lakhs? There is 7 crores. It was almost 100 times increase. Now, who could expect 100 time increase? Is it possible? Just in a span of 15 or 20 years, 100 times increase? No, never possible. So, thereby, these are some options which you give that, which gives you that sort of capital appreciation, a huge benefit. Capital appreciation, increase in value. What a bumper benefit here. Where is 7 lakh and where is 7 crores? Here also, I'm telling you, these are not some top persons, whatever billionaires or millionaires. He thought that lower level people should be there. His driver, I'm telling this very clear, his driver is a millionaire and many of the lower level employees are billionaires. They are there. So thereby, it's his vision. He thought like that. Now understand, that means from shares, huge capital appreciation na possible. Okay, sir, you are talking about one aspect and you are telling that aspect is good. How it is possible? When you compare two aspects and say that this is good, we'll accept. Okay. That means you want me to compare with dividend also. Am I right or not? Yes, sir. You are telling that from shares, maybe you have taken the examples of MRF, or maybe you have taken the example of Infosys. We have understood. Super sort of benefit is there. Capital, bumper profits are there. Capital appreciation is there. Accepted. But sir, you please talk about dividend also. Then only we could compare. Okay. Let me talk. Let me give you at least MRF example. Now, dividend will be given on what? Is it on market value or face value? You should know this basic point, I think. Dividend, it's given on what? Is it face value or market value? Undoubtedly, it's face value. Now, what is the face value of MRF company? Market price, na 76,220. Can you guess the face value of the MRF company? 70,000, 50,000, 10,000, 1,000 rupees. Think over. What might be the face value? I'll write down. It's the face value is, this is the face value. What is that? Rupees 10. 10 rupee as a face value. Yes. It's 10 rupee only. My dear friends, it's 10 rupee only. Market price is 76,220. Face value, it need not go just like market price. It will be there only. It will not increase. Okay, I'll tell you even more later. In tomorrow's class, I'll tell you what is the reason for the difference between face value and market value. Because face value is 10, market value is 76,000. How come it's possible? Okay, all these things we'll discuss. But just for the time being, let us continue our angle. What is that? Face value 10. Okay. Now, how much percentage dividend is given generally? What is the percentage of dividend generally that may be given? We used to observe 10 or 20%. Like, am I right or not? Yes. Okay. Let me take the extreme case. What is that? 100% extreme. Extreme only. We'll take even more that. Let us say that 500% dividend was given. Now, what will happen? 50 rupees, 500%. Exactly. If it is 500%, it is 50 rupees. Now, how many shares you are having? 1000 shares. Super, sir. So, 1000 into 50, 50,000 per annum. Super income. Like that, how many years? 20 years. 50,000 into 20. How much you will be getting? So, 10 lakhs. 10 lakhs. So, is it good income? Is it very good income? No. When compared to the increase observed here, this is capital appreciation. Now, this is dividend income and this is not possible also. This much percentage of dividend no one will give. Just for comparison purpose I have said. Now, you tell me, is dividend income a major thing when compared to capital appreciation? Nothing. Dividend income, it's nothing. before capital appreciation. When we compare with capital appreciation, really dividend income is nothing. A very chota income we will be getting from dividend. So there we don't think that somebody will purchase shares because of dividend. It's never like that. Many of the persons will purchase shares only on capital appreciation basis. Of course, it is also one of the purpose. For short term basis, for getting some income, they may purchase. That may be the case. That is for earning income. But most of the times, whoever invests in equity shares, they just want a capital appreciation for the purpose of having a capital appreciation only. For the purpose of having that capital appreciation only, they will invest. Hope everybody is understanding the point. Now, why I have said this? Because we are talking about the definition. In that, two purposes are there: earning income and capital appreciation. I just want to give you clarity. Practical aspects also you should know. So thereby, I just want to give you clarity. So most of the times they will go for equity shares because of capital appreciation. Okay. Now before moving further, I should give you some good quality information. What is that? Sir, you have given super examples, might be MRF or Infosys. If you observe, after observing that examples, our mind is very clear. Sir, what do we get by doing all these things? CA, all this reading, this for this many years, for 4 years, after becoming CA, earning some monthly income. What is that? I'll invest in shares and sit happily in the room or home. Am I right or not? It's very simple. So you invest some amount in the shares, you just sit happily in your home. That might be that sort of thinking you might get, because you need not do anything. If you invest in some company shares, they will do all those things. You just need to wait. Now, is it really happy? Am I right or not? So let us stop all these things, learning this many chapters, or becoming CA, all these things. Why required, sir? Money only we require. So let us do investment. That's all. Okay, you are thinking that, okay, MRF company, super company, Infosys company, super company, giving good income. Let us invest. Like that you will think. Okay, right. That means you are telling that, I'll give you one thing. If you invest in some good shares, a servant also may become a king. What is that? A servant also may become a king. So he is having some very less amount, but still he may become king after investing in equity shares. There are possibilities that have happened. I have said, now itself, the driver of Infosys company has become millionaire, or many other lower level employees, they have become billionaires. Now what is that? Is it not servant? Yes. Now he has not become king. When he has become billionaire, Karotpati, now is he not a king? Of course, yes. So thereby, a servant is becoming king just because of investing in equity shares. So I will invest in equity shares happily and sit in home. Don't think like that. Don't think like that, because it's a volatile. It's not pakka. It's not pakka. Now just like increase, we have seen only one side of a coin. There is always yet another side of a coin. What is that, sir? I will give you an example. Let us say, I'll just write the name of a company. Observe carefully. What is the name of the company? Reliance Communication. See, understand, Reliance, so many companies are there for them. Mukesh brothers, what's there? Anil Ambani also was there. Mukesh, super hit. Anil Ambani, now utter flap. So thereby, we are talking about Anil Ambani's company. It's not Mukesh Ambani. Mukesh Ambani super hit with Jio and all those things. Now we are talking about Anil Ambani's. Okay. Right, Reliance Communication, there is a company. You can search even in the websites also, Money Control or any other website. Reliance Communication. Now, I'll tell you, in 2008, just wait, I think in 2008, the share price of this company called Reliance Communication, okay, in 2008, the share price of this company called Reliance Communication is 800 rupees. How much? Almost it was 800 rupees. Which year we are talking about? We are talking about altogether 2008. In 2008, the share price was 800 rupees. Okay. Now, one thing you might have understood, sir, you are telling about decrease. So far, you have seen capital appreciation. You are taking an example for decrease. Okay, now you only tell me. That means you have understood that this is going to be a decrease. Now, tell me today, what is the share price of Reliance Communication? Don't Google it. Just tell me. Straight away, think over. What might be the share price in 2008? That means almost a decade back, 12 years back now. So it is 800 rupees at that time. Now can you guess what is the share price of Reliance Communications today? Think over. Decrease was there, I accept. 50% decrease, that means 400, no. Good decrease, very good decrease was there. Sir, we expect some 500 rupees decrease, 300 rupees share price, no. Is it 100 rupee? No. Still lower, still lower. Sir, is it less than 100? Yes, yes. What might be the share price? 50 rupees? No. Sir, 10 rupees at least? No. Sir, what is the share price then? You are telling it is not even 10 rupee. 5 rupees at least? No. So, what is the share price, sir? Today, exactly, it is 1.63 rupees. Today, exactly. Once again, I am telling, note down the date, 26/11/20, because it's not a live class, so you may get some difference. So, it's 26/11/20. So, what is the share price today? 1.63 rupees. Hello, everybody, 1.63 rupees. We cannot understand just like this. Let us take an example. That means let us involve in that. Let us say we have purchased some shares. Now, let us assume in 2008 I have purchased some 1000 shares. 1000 into 800, how much you have invested? 8 lakh rupees. Super. 8 lakh rupees you have invested. Very good. Now, today, into 2020, what is the value of that? 1000 into 1.63. So, what is that? 1630 rupees. Hello, my dear friends. This is not income. This is not income on that 8 lakhs. That 8 lakh rupees only on that day invested. Now, out of that 8 lakhs, today 1630 was left. That's all. Everything was gone. Everything was gone. That means on that day, if you have invested 8 lakhs, today, max, you may purchase one pair of dress for you. Just exactly. With 1630, what you could do? You could just purchase one pair of dress or 2 pairs max. That's all. Where is 8 lakhs and where is a pair of dress or 2 pairs of dress? Are you getting the point? Are you getting the point? Now you become billionaire. Now you become billionaire. Now what is becoming here? If you are invested like this, now exactly, previously I have given you a sentence. A servant may become a king. Now exactly I will write reverse. What is that? A king may also become a servant. Possibility is there or not? King may also become servant. When? Once again the same is the case. When you invest in equity shares. When you invest in equity shares. That means equity shares, if you are a servant, it can make you king. Equity shares, once again, if you are a king, it can make you servant. It can bring you high, it can bring you low also. So thereby, so don't have a clear hope that I will invest in the share, sit happily, I don't do CA and all, or I will don't go for any other thing like that aspects. Now keep it as it. Otherwise, everybody would have done the same. No. Hope you are all getting. So observe both the sides of the coin. I accept the fact that there are many persons who have got some good money out of the share market, but at the same time, even more persons have lost because of share market. Both are there. Many persons have won, but even more have lost. Now understand one thing, I would like to give a conclusion here, because many of you are having some confused mind now. Sir, after first 2 examples, we thought that let us go and immediately invest in shares. But immediately after the 3rd example, let us not go even just near to the shares also. Like that you might have got a thinking, confused mind you are having now. So please give us a conclusion as to whether shall we invest in the shares or shall we be afar from that, or shall we be good, shall we don't invest that. Please answer us that question. I'll tell you one thing. Being a chartered accountant, once you have become a chartered accountant, now I can tell you one fact that a chartered accountant is the best person who can analyze a company very well. Something I've said you, the top persons of the company, they take the advices of the chartered accountants. A chartered accountant is the first and the best person who can analyze a company very well. So thereby, we are the most eligible persons to invest, but after proper analysis, we can invest because we are able to do the analysis. That is what I am telling. If you do the proper analysis and if you invest, nothing wrong. And always have an understanding. Don't go for always thinking more money immediately we should get. We should invest today. Within 6 months or 1 year, we should become billionaire, or we should get some good money. And that never works out. What we should do? We should do analysis. We should wait for some time. Never think that in the short term you should get money, then you are not doing proper analysis at all. You are not doing proper analysis at all. Always, the longer the period you hold, the better the income you get. I am telling you today, if you hold for some good period, at least for some 7 to 10 years, and if you choose an average share also, it need not be a share like an Infosys, or it need not be a share like MRF. It may be a very average company share also. And if you invest at least for a period of 7 to 10 years, definitely you will be winner only. You will be winner definitely, and you may become super winner also. That's fate. That's fate. Of course, you should have done your analysis. You will definitely become a winner, but you may become super winner also. But that will happen only when you hold for some long period. But sir, here also Reliance Communications, you hold for some 12 years, it has gone. That sort of situation is very rare. That sort of situation is very rare. Sometimes floods will come, some other, now Corona has come. Who will expect all these things? Sometimes it may happen, but generally it won't happen. So my sort of conclusion I just want to tell you is, you are all eligible persons, my dear friends. After we do the CA course, we know or we have some good analysis over companies, we can do that, but still, and after analysis, don't invest right away. Some stockbroker has said, who is stockbroker after all? Before you. So thereby analysis, do analysis, do analysis. Do analysis and invest for some longer period, definitely you are going to have some good income. Anyway, all those things are practical things. We don't want all those things. Now, let us come back to the chapter. Let us come back to the chapter. Now, so far what we have learned, only definition. That's all, nothing more than that. Today, after spending almost 1 hour, I think we have understood only the definition. So, what is that? Investment. Investment, it's an asset held by an enterprise for either of these 3 purposes. What is that? For earning income. Okay, what might be the incomes? Dividend, interest or rentals, or for capital appreciation, okay, or for any other purpose. For either of these things, if you invest, now it is going to call as an, if you hold an asset, you are going to call it as an investment. Now I think you have understood each of the examples, each of the purposes, I think, and we have compared also investment purposes, income and capital appreciation. Now you tell me, you give me a conclusion out of income and capital appreciation. Generally, if you invest in shares, for which purpose you may invest? Sir, I can tell blindly, it's capital appreciation. Yes, accepted. Most of the situations it is capital appreciation. Only when it is for temporary purpose, you don't want to keep the funds idle, you have to earn something. In that case, it may be income, but otherwise generally, most of the situations, everybody will go because of capital appreciation. And I have shown you good examples, might be MRF company, way back from 700 to 76,000, it's not a normal increase, very huge, bumper profits it all. Similarly, Infosys company also, the drivers, electricians, plumbers, all those have become millionaires and billionaires. Now then, at last, some good reverse also, other side of a coin also, Reliance company. This is not bumper profits, this is bumper loss, exactly reverse. This is not bumper profits, this is bumper loss. Okay, right. So that's all. So this is all about capital appreciation and income comparison. So with this we have understood what? The definition of investment. Now, let us proceed further. Once we have completed the definition of investment,